I would make a quick video just to show what can be done. This is a Newport Vessels battery box. Not a bad box. There's a couple of things I don't like about it. One is that it does not have a charging port, so that you can charge the battery without opening the box up. On the battery boxes that I make, I put a charging port on them. One of my customers already has a battery, which is a 55 amp hour Mighty Max that he bought off of Amazon. It's a good battery. It weighs 39 pounds. It will fit in this box, and but you have to add some foam to keep it in place. So I was going to show a couple of the things that I did to this box. One is I installed a Atwood trolling motor plug, female, and then I'm sending him an Atwood trolling motor plug male that I put crimps on it and fill them with Noah locks to prevent corrosion and to help the connection. The other thing I did was I installed an SAE plug so that he can plug his trolling motor directly into this. The SAE plug has an inline fuse. I've given him a 5 amp fuse, and also I'm sending him a 3 amp fuse because I don't know what his fish finder, did I say trolling motor? I don't know what his fish finder uses. So trolling motor plug, fish finder plug, and then what I did was I took this panel off, which you can unscrew taking these 4 screws out. This protection panel will just lift out, and then once I did that, I built some connecting wires using number 8, I believe. Have to look. Yeah, number 8 gauge marine grade wire. That's supposed to be black, really. It's kind of brown or clear. And then of course the red for the positive leads. After I did that, I used these are copper connections that are tinned for protection, and this is the right size, which is a 5/16 to connect to the back side of these battery terminal posts. So I did one for the trolling motor plug, and one of the benefits is Newport includes or builds in a 60 amp circuit breaker and a 10 amp circuit breaker. The 10 amp circuit breaker goes to their 12 volt plug right there, and then of course the 60 amp goes to the battery posts. I just tied into that so that my trolling motor plug that I installed is protected with their 60 amp circuit breaker. Then I did the same thing for installing the fish finder plug. I put an inline fuse. It's got a 5 amp fuse in it, and I ran an extra long lead so that he can change the fuse or check the fuse without taking this panel off. Instead of hiding it underneath here, I put a longer lead on it so he could do that without removing this panel. I think I mentioned that the 55 amp hour Mighty Max battery weighs 39 pounds, if I remember correctly, give or take. So it's a heavy battery. This is a good heavy duty box. Can't argue with that. It's pretty easy to machine, drill the holes in it so that I could add these things. This battery box goes for $65, and then of course the additional modifications that I needed to make ran the price up a little bit, but I think he will be really happy with it. It's got some handles on the sides for lifting it, which is the way I would recommend carrying this box rather than carrying it by the handle. Just be sure I put that male plug in here. Yep, it's in there. So all he needs to do when he gets the box is connect these two leads to his battery and close it up, and he's ready to hit the water. So next time, if I ever have to do one of these again, I will video the process so that people can see how I did it. I'm going to keep this pretty good and tight, because when you're carrying a 40-pound battery, you don't want the lid coming off. This thing actually has sorry about that. It's a great accessory for small boats, multiple DC accessory port. It does have a USB plug. My battery box has dual USB plugs. He's got a 12-volt plug. My box also has a 12-volt plug. It has a test button which will show the power, the voltage of the battery, or the condition of the battery. It does not have a voltmeter, which I really like having it on my box. So that's it. I'll post this, and if you've got any questions, you can send me a PM on Facebook or send me an email to portapowerpro1500@gmail.com.